Welcome to How to Grow Your Veterinary Practice. We're going to go over 9 different methods and techniques that you can use to grow your veterinary practice. But first, let's talk about the problem. The problem is that you've had years of training to become a veterinarian, but veterinary school hasn't done anything to actually help you run and grow your practice. Add to that marketing is constantly changing. It's becoming more technical and more complex every day. Gone are the days of yellow page ads and door-to-door flyers. It's just not that simple anymore. But on the other side of things, you can't just ignore digital marketing. You've got to have a predictable way to generate clients. And if you ignore it, you're putting yourself at a competitive disadvantage. So what's the solution? The solution is advertising and online marketing. And you want an approach that capitalizes on every opportunity out there. That means search engine optimization, Facebook ads, Google ads, email, a referral program. You need reputation management. You need networking and partnerships. You also need to make sure you're listed on relevant sites. A lot of these are species specific. Now that sounds like a lot, right? But we're going to break down each one of these and kind of give you a quick overview and some actionable tips that you can walk away with to start capitalizing on each one of these opportunities. But first, who are we and why should you care? First off, my name is Logan and I'm a digital marketer with an extensive background in veterinary medicine. I've been in the veterinary field for just about a decade in almost every role, from assistant to technician, but most of my time was spent as a manager of a very large veterinary services department at one of the biggest shelters in the country. So it was a department that had a budget of about $2.5 million and a team of 7 veterinarians. Over the last several years, I've been in the private practice world as a consultant, helping veterinarians grow their practice. And I've partnered with Cameron. Cameron's a digital marketer and local lead generation expert with half a decade of experience helping people grow their businesses. He teaches other digital marketers and writes about the industry on his blog, Keywords Heaven, which has over 300 daily visitors. Cameron is the digital marketer that other digital marketers turn to when they need help. And that's great and all, but let's talk about some client results. This is an update that we recently sent one of our clients. So for them, we've increased calls by an average of 98% over the last 4 months. That's an average of 97.7 additional calls each month, or a total of 391 calls over the last 4 months. And that's additional calls. We've increased search engine traffic. So that's traffic from people searching for veterinary related terms by 49.2%. And we've seen an appointment request conversion rate of just under 6%. So that's the number of people that visit their site and click a button to request an appointment. Okay, enough of that. You know who we are, you know what we can do. So let's get started. Okay, referrals. Referrals are one of the best leads that you can get. Right away, you've already built trust with the potential client because they're coming to you with a recommendation. So how do you start getting referrals? We know we want them. How do you start getting them? It really is simple. The first thing you have to do is you have to ask. People are often just not going to give you referrals because it's not top of mind for them. But if you ask and remind them, they're a lot more likely to. So email works or in-person works. You can train your staff to ask for referrals. To make it easier to ask for referrals, generally you need some kind of reward. This really opens up the conversation and gives your patients a reason to want to refer you besides the awesome work that you're already doing. So what kind of rewards are we talking about here? Of course, cash or flat discounts will always work. So that could just be $25 off their next exam or something like that. But we've also seen practices have success with offering free diagnostics as a reward. These diagnostics get clients in the door and also are a very tangible reward that they want. So some examples of this are wellness lab work, fecals, or heartworm tests. Any of these will work. Okay, reputation management. When it comes to getting more reviews online, one of the most important things you can do is ask. Cameron and I have seen it over and over again. A client goes from getting 1 to 2 reviews a month to 1 to 2 a day after implementing a system to ask for reviews. Now, asking via email is best, but simply training your staff to ask for reviews will help, and you will see an increase in the number of reviews. And we know that reviews matter. If someone doesn't have a referral or recommendation for your practice, what's the next thing they're going to look at when deciding whether or not they want to visit you? They're going to look at your reviews. So what else can you do to improve your image online, your reputation online? One of the first things you can do is respond to reviews in a timely manner. Remember, you're also asking people for reviews, so they're going to really appreciate when you respond to the review that you asked for. It shows people who are looking at your business that you're active and that you care about your reputation. Similarly, you can handle negative reviews. You want to be proactive in these scenarios. Ideally, you're catching them before they become reviews. In other words, you're identifying problems and you're reaching out to clients that you know did not have a good experience at your practice. Whether that's something they said in the exam room or something one of your techs or assistants saw, you want to be proactive in handling these issues before they become a negative review. Networking and partnerships. Partnerships are just one step away from a referral. Instead of a recommendation from a friend, it's coming from a trusted business that the customer is already working with. Now, the easiest way to set this up is to offer a referral in both directions by working with somebody who's already in the pet industry. So people like dog walkers, pet supply store owners, groomers, pet sitters, pet photographers, these kind of industries are great people to partner up with. And I will add that Facebook is a very easy way to reach out to these business owners. If you're looking for a groomer and you don't already know someone in that industry, find a groomer in your area that has a good reputation and message them on Facebook and start the conversation that way. Okay, search engine optimization, or SEO. Now, this is a very big topic, but SEO can be a huge benefit to your practice. By implementing proper SEO, you can have a return on your investment for years to come. Think about how many people will see your business if you show up in that number one spot. Now, there's two main components to search engine optimization. There's on-site SEO, and that's basically you're telling Google what your page is about. And there's off-site SEO, and that's where Google is looking at what other people are saying about your site. So two quick tips that you can use to apply that information is one, update the title tag on your page to include keywords. Now, keywords would be like veterinarian, the city that you're in, and animal hospital. If you're not sure what your title tag currently looks like, simply search for your practice in Google, and whatever shows up on that search result is your title tag. Make sure it includes keywords. If you need some inspiration, search for terms that you want to show up for, like animal hospital or veterinarian near me, and see what their title tags look like. That's for the on-page side of things. For the off-page side of things, you want to make sure that you're getting mentioned and linked to from other websites. So this could be things like Facebook, it could be partners in the community, or it could be some of the websites that we're going to talk about in the next upcoming slides. If you have questions about search engine optimization, talk to us about it in the Facebook group. It is a very big subject, and we're really only scratching the surface here. Getting listed on specialty sites. If you or a DVM on your team is experienced in reptile, small mammal, or avian medicine, make sure you're showing up when someone searches for some of those things. Now, as an example of what I'm talking about here, if you search in Google for hedgehog vet near me, most of the time, the first site that comes up is a free directory of veterinarians that treat hedgehogs. All you have to do is email the people that run that site, and your practice can show up there. Now, this is an easy win in more than one way. First, you are going to generate a handful of clients, and you're also going to get a relevant link and mention. And we were just talking about that on the search engine optimization page. Now, there are a ton of sites like this out there. We just posted a list of about 5 or 6 of them in the group. Add to that list of any that you know about, but first, check out that list and see if there are any that you can show up for. Okay, getting listed on insurance and payment sites. Now, if you accept Care Credit or any other type of financial assistance, most of the time, I know Care Credit does for sure, these guys have a directory of providers that take Care Credit. Make sure you're showing up on that list. In addition to that, you want to go for other easy wins like pet insurance sites. Embrace is a huge one that you can get listed on. Google Ads. So instead of using SEO, Google Ads actually lets you skip the line and have your practice show up at the top of the search results for specific terms that people type in. So in this case, we see that Banfield Pet Hospital is telling Google, hey, if somebody types in veterinarian near me or something similar, I'm willing to pay to show up at the top. Now, Banfield Pet Hospital gets charged anytime someone actually clicks this ad. Now you can see how powerful this is because you're able to decide when you want to show up, and you can show up when someone is actually looking for a veterinarian. So the intent here is what makes it so powerful. Now, Google Ads can be a complicated and complex thing to get used to. There's a lot of different options and how you're targeting, what words you want to show up for, how much you're spending, and all of it can start to feel a little complicated and make you want to use Google Ads Express. But our advice is to not do that. Google Ads Express is designed to get your ad up in about 10 minutes. But if you're spending 10 minutes optimizing your campaign, it's not going to be optimized, and you're going to have a very inefficient campaign that spends more money than you need to. Now, one important aspect of setting up your campaign that you cannot skip is conversion tracking. Conversion tracking is going to allow you to test and optimize your campaign to get the most out of it. Google Ads support will actually help you set up conversion tracking if you're having trouble with it. And another quick tip from us is if you're looking to get started using Google Ads, we highly recommend starting with call-only ads. Now, call-only ads only show up on devices that can actually make calls. And when someone clicks your ad, instead of going to your website, it pulls up your phone number and confirms and asks whether or not they want to call you. Now, this can help your conversions and help you get more out of your campaign because the only thing someone can do when they see your ad is call. Facebook ads are very powerful as well. But the big difference here is that no one is raising their hand and saying, hey, I want a veterinarian near me. Instead, they're using Facebook, they're checking out their news feed, they're seeing what's going on. So in order to stand out, you need to have a good offer. Now, right here, we've got an example. So this would be a practice that is looking to target cat owners. Now, you don't have to do it this way. You could just say $50 off all exams, but I wanted to give you an example of having a very specific target audience in mind and a very specific offer to match that. Doing it that way is going to let you get the most out of the budget you have. So first off, it's qualifying them. Hey, has it been a while since your cat's been to the veterinarian? Now is the time. We're offering $50 off any feline wellness exam, and there's a limited supply. This is an ad that will convert. Now, from here, you could send them to a page on your site where they can get that coupon and you can collect their email. But if you want to keep it even more simple, add text here that says, all you have to do is call. Here's our number, mention this ad, and you qualify. That way you don't have any extra process there. Now, if you are sending them to your website, it's very important that you set up a Facebook pixel. Now, you can look up how to do that, or you can ask us in the group, but setting up a Facebook pixel on your website will allow you to track and send ads to those visitors. Basically, that means you're identifying who's interested in your practice or your offer, and it gives you an opportunity to speak to those people again. And just like with Google Ads, you have to test. So make sure you're getting data on what's working, how many people are calling or clicking or coming to your practice, and how much it's costing you to get them there. Email marketing. You already know that client education is a huge part of what you do every day. Email lets you get a head start. By directly sending emails to clients, you can inform them on what's important about their pet's health. Additionally, and very important, email ties into referrals and review generation. Think about it. Having your client email is going to let you ask for that review way easier. It's going to let you ask for that referral even easier. Now, a lot of times people get intimidated and a bit overwhelmed by email marketing, but it doesn't have to be this way. You should be setting up and scheduling your emails in advance. To do this, we highly recommend MailChimp. MailChimp lets you do this for free for up to 2,000 subscribers. You can schedule everything out, and as soon as someone gets added to your list, you can automatically send them emails. Putting it all together. Now, we've covered a lot of information here. And if you or your practice manager are going to try and take on all of this all on your own, we recommend you take it one step at a time. The other thing to keep in mind is that these methods really do stack very well. Let's say you're generating clients through Google Ads, and that's what you start with. Once you start getting clients that way, you implement an email program that gets their email and sends them emails. From there, you can add a referral program using those emails. You can also ask for reviews using those emails. So one thing really does lead into the other here. Now, even though we've given you a lot of actionable information here, you might want some more guidance on how to apply these methods to your practice and your specific area. To help you with that, we're offering a free consultation to go over how you can implement some of these advertising and marketing tactics that we went over. So the link is right there. It's calendly.com/dvmdigital/30strategy. Now you can bring on whoever you want for the strategy call, and we can talk about whichever one of these marketing tactics or all of them that you want to implement. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask us in the group.